All right, everybody, we're back, and we have two extremely exciting guests. We have Bobby and Alex from Below Deck Med.
What's up, guys?
Hi. Thank you guys for coming. This is Mike's Super Bowl.
Yeah, this is
Super Bowl, Met Gala. It's all.
This is my mini BravoCon. This is
our own personal BravoCon.
Well, speaking about Super Bowl, Justin said if you guys come, I'll get you 2 Super Bowl tickets for this year.
Justin, that's so nice of you.
We have one good YouTube video, and
we're taking off. We're taking off. So thank you guys. You guys just got back from the vineyard.
Yep.
How was that?
Bobby, how was your first vineyard experience?
I think.
Oh, you've never been?
Never been.
He's never been to Boston. This is
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
I did find out that there is actually no vineyard on Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, that is true.
That's true.
It's a little misleading.
I felt like such an idiot. I go, so where's the vineyard at? You want to get some wine? There is no vineyard.
No.
I'm not gonna lie. I have a confession. When you asked me on the ferry yesterday, I'm like, hey, like maybe we can go to the vineyard before. I'm like, this is stupid. Do I even know this vineyard? So I'm like, yeah, man, we can go to the vineyard. I always agree with Bobby.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, sure. Thank God I wasn't the one who brought it up yesterday. Like when you were talking to a mutual friend of ours, it's like, so like, where's the vineyard? The guy's like, there's no vineyard here. I'm like, oh shit, like I live here.
You're like, I'm glad he said it because
my whole life I thought that's like there was a vineyard there. And
I mean, it would make too much sense. That's why it doesn't have one.
Yeah, unless it's like
Bostonians,
full of mudslides. There's no vineyard in Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, no.
we had some mudslides today.
Well, yeah, we went to.
You went to Nancy's, that fan favorite.
Yeah,
Donovan's Reef.
Yeah.
Oh, there's nothing like it.
It feels bad because Bobby flew in on a Tuesday, and I wish I wish you came for the weekend because in Boston, like Florida, he lives in South Florida, so it's a weekend every single night. You can find somewhere a Friday in Florida. You know how Boston is. Thursday to Sunday, that's it. You're not doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You might go to a trivia night with 4 of your friends, and that's
roll in and go Wednesday.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'll have some Bud Lights.
No, but Thursdays are good. Thursdays start getting going. The music popping off. Friday, Saturday, and then Sundays are the best drinking days in Boston.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
a little Southie Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
When we first started talking about when I was coming up here, it was a bummer. Like I was going to either come earlier on the front end or stay on the back end, and I almost booked to be on the back end, but then I realized so I got to leave today, and then I got a wedding. Then I'm flying to Seattle for a wedding, so then I was going to try and do it on the front end, and then with work got in the way. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to do it.
That just means you have to come back.
Yeah,
that's
100%.
all.
I'll be honest. Bobby is never coming. Bobby is never coming back to Boston. We were talking. He goes, man, I'm good with Boston. I've seen it.
The vineyard didn't change that for you. The vineyard didn't make it better.
It was. No, I had a blast. It was fun.
The vineyard is cool. I like it a lot.
I'm hurt
there.
now though.
Oh, I bet.
I feel like. All right, so big question I have is how do you guys go out and then work on the boat the next day? Like I bartended and I would go out on a Friday night and I'd be out of commission on Saturday rolling to my shift. I could not imagine working on a boat.
Well, I'd say the worst part about that is, so I haven't done that in years. So a couple years, but I was getting older, right? So I really, towards the tail end of my boating stuff, I stopped going out. I couldn't handle it anymore. Because you go outside and wash a white boat, and you've got basically 2 suns in your eyes.
Yeah, no way.
One up here and one reflecting at you.
Yeah.
And just you're hungover. You're like, oh my God. Ugh.
You're like, I can't do it.
And it's crazy because yachties, so most of the yachties are from Australia and New Zealand and South Africa, and those motherfuckers can drink. I thought we can drink. All right, boys, let's get it going. So you're trying to go shot by shot, and then and there's a lot of guy testosterone going on with a different country. So it's let's do more shots, espresso martinis.
Yeah. Oh, you Americans can't drink.
Yeah, and
oh yeah, we'll show you.
That's right, and then you have to prove yourself.
The next morning they already did a 3-mile run and feel good.
Yeah, I'm I need a fucking bagel. Someone get me a bagel.
I need substance to soak up the poison that's inside of me.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yachting is messed up.
And then I've had some bad hangovers. The worst is when you have a really bad hangover on the boat because your cabin's really small.
Yeah.
If you gotta throw up and you don't want anybody to really know, the bathroom is really small.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
And then the boat's kind of rocking and you're just like, oh God, fuck my life.
You know what I thought about? I know I'm a bigger guy, but you're 6'5". Some heads are like, some of the bathrooms are really small.
Oh yeah.
You must like when you're taking a shit, like to
It's not
stand up.
possible.
Yeah,
no,
like you're like Elf.
I
Yeah.
have to have the door open.
Really like
yeah,
that.
I just thought about that because like
I on the boat. I had to use the bathroom on the ferry, and I couldn't fit in the damn thing. But my knees were in the door. The door handle was right here in my face. And I'm trying to like.
yeah, the reach around. Yeah, you're the worst of the airplanes. I'll say that.
Dude, I can't tell you the last time I went to the bathroom. I can't tell you the last time I shit on an airplane.
I do it every time.
I don't think. Oh no, I make sure that it does not, and I will hold it if it's not an emergency. And so I can't remember the last time I.
Yeah, I don't think
That's a no-no.
Yeah, I don't think I could do it on the airplane. At all.
Because then everybody
Care to
knows.
join in, Abby?
Nope. I'll pass on this one, but thank you. You guys keep going. But so anyways, but you guys you were on 2 seasons, Bobby. You were on season 1 and season 2 of Below Deck Med. And then Alex, you were on season 5 of Below Deck Med.
Yep.
And you did have some overlap. So who do you guys like still keep in contact with that you both worked with? So, or like because you guys didn't work together.
No.
So tell us
how'd
a little
this
bit about how,
happen?
you guys came
Malia
to be.
introduced us.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So,
Boat show.
so there's a big boat show. There's like a few boat shows a year, but the main one is in Fort Lauderdale, end of October. And the boat show, it's the whole strip of Fort Lauderdale Beach is just like shut down. It's like the mega yachts everywhere,
Billions of dollars.
So many people coming in, walking around. Since he's a yacht broker now, like people were just showing boats, whatever. But at the time, he was working as a mate on the boat, and my boat was right next to him. I never met Bobby before, but I already filmed.
I was on the flybridge and he was on the flybridge.
So I finished filming, but like my show wasn't out yet, so he wouldn't know who I was.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
So our mutual friend Malia, who we both work with, she's like, "Hey Bobby, like this is my buddy Alex," and we met. And that first day after the boat show, I'm like, "Hey man, do you want to come on my boat and have a few drinks?" And literally just that, like right away, we just became boys and we just started hanging out like too much. we then we're like drinking, having fun, and like I was single at the time, and like we would go out and flirt and have fun. But now
sleeping on the couch.
Yeah, my first weekend I met Bobby, I got very drunk and he found me on the couch butt ass naked on his couch. Just met Bobby 2 days in, and Bobby's
With
like
the girl that I was dating. So I was dating a girl, and it was her friend, right?
Yep. I didn't know we were gonna add that part into it, but yeah, sure, yeah. I was gonna leave a clip playing her. I just got drunk and took off my clothes, but yeah. He brought me over. Bobby's like, "Were you naked on my couch?" And I'm thinking myself, I'm like embarrassed next day. Yeah, sorry, man. Speaking about that couch, side note. So that couch, he just told me 2 weeks ago, he just fixed it. On a different story, I went over last year, and my fat ass tried to sit on the collar of the couch, like the back of it. Like we're talking to someone, I'm leaning back on it. I snapped the couch down. He just fixed it a year later, but we met each other, started hanging out a lot, and Malia introduced us.
And it's kind of like with a lot of people, like going back to your question, is Below Deck was such a small knit family, right?
Yeah.
That you end up, it's like. You kind of want to talk to somebody else that's been on there and know their experiences and how they
Yeah.
went through it,
Totally. How long is so when you film this season, how long is that?
I think they're all 6 weeks, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my 2 were 6 weeks.
Yeah,
that's
6
it?
weeks. Yeah, but it's balls
Nine
to the wall.
charters.
Yeah.
6 weeks, like
Nonstop.
like I'll give you like a basic just like rundown how it is. Let's say the first day of filming is a Monday. Day 1, Monday. So the next day, Tuesday, the charter guests come on board. So you know nothing. So you start working nonstop. You work here 16 hours a day, get the boat ready, 18 hours. So they come Tuesday. So they get on at noon. And then, so they have the first night, then they have all day Wednesday, and they get dropped off on Thursday at noon. So it's only 2 days, like 3 nights.
Yeah, it's a half day, a whole day, and a half day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then we have a dark day, which is like we're doing the one-on-one confessionals.
How many of those did you have? Dark days.
We had 2 dark
Yeah, we had
days.
2.
So, but after each charter, so we drop off Thursday, we got to go get hammered Friday night, lack of sleep. So Friday morning you wake up and now they're going to, pull out Bobby, to do confessionals in the green screen room. And then Saturday.
And you just watch it back?
And then Saturday, no, they'll ask you questions. Production will be like, so
Okay.
what happened with this, with that?
So you don't get to see it.
No.
No.
Oh, that's
and then
really- that's
Saturday
very
you pick up
misleading.
charter again. You do that for 6 weeks straight. So it's every day, no days
Wow.
off. Yeah, it's hectic.
Yeah, that's
sounds
lot.
sounds really crazy. I always thought that they like showed you clips and then asked, and then were like, "What do you have to say?" Like I thought it was more.
They sometimes will do that
Yeah.
on
Like,
the pickups like
right.
6 months later. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we're not allowed to like change our appearance, right?
Yeah.
Like if that was his haircut, he's not allowed to shave his head for a year or something like
Wow.
that because so as they're editing, they'll think of new questions, or a lot of times because we go out the night before we do these confessionals back like during the show, during the filming, you know, they'll make notes, like the editors will make notes like, oh, Bobby was a little sluggish that day because he's hungover. This person's hungover. We need some more pizzazz. Ask that question again because we can't really use it.
Yeah.
Or like, he looked like he was just dying, you know? And so then obviously so much time has passed that they'll show, like, here's the clip.
Yeah.
And they'll show that clip. Oh, okay. Yeah, now I remember. Yeah.
That's really interesting. I think that
I
like
didn't think about
no,
that.
I would, and I was watching a show the other day, and I was like, I would be such a horrible liar. Like if somebody asked me like a leading question, like, and it was like, you know, something else hasn't happened yet or whatever, and you have to like kind of lie about it and say that you didn't know anything about it or whatever. I would be so bad
I
at
feel
that.
like I'd have the opposite problem, and I'd be like very too
Well, yeah.
comfortable. Like
You would tell them
talking
everything.
so much shit, and then like watching about me, like, oh my, how am I gonna get?
You would be
this
the
out?
villain of your
Yeah,
season,
oh,
and I say that with love.
I know, I fully would be. I know I would be.
Dude,
I know I would be.
I'm not gonna lie, like like you know, like I'm someone that I tell myself, oh, I don't think I talk shit. Then I'm in the confessionals, I'm like, yeah, so this guy's a fucking asshole in this, and I walk out, I'm like, dude, I just talk mad shit about him. Hopefully that doesn't get to air.
Anyone like, do you give like any warning, like, oh, I might.
I'm glad that none of my no shit talking.
I
came
never
out,
had any. Yeah, I didn't really have any shit talking that I was doing this.
Well, I feel like you weren't doing it in the confessional. I feel like weren't you and Hannah like all like on screen? I feel that was like your
yeah,
bit. That was, like,
it was
your
known.
Bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like you didn't have to do it on the green
Right.
screen.
Do you ever talk? Have you spoken to Hannah since you parted ways?
No.
Have you, Alex?
DM here and there, but me and Hannah were never like.
Yeah, you were never like even in any scenes together. Like
Yeah,
you were always.
yeah,
just
but,
kinda,
but like, I really liked her. She like me, but like we didn't really talk.
and
know
you
what
were
I mean?
team. You were
She
team
laughed.
Bugsy.
Yeah,
That was very apparent.
my baby girl. Yeah, yeah.
Can I tell you, when I was telling my mom that you guys were coming on the podcast today, my mom was like, oh my God, you have to ask Alex about him and Bugsy, and you have to ask Bobby if you ever would go back to being a firefighter. I was like, Mom, I highly doubt it, but I'll ask him.
I wouldn't do it. I mean,
Well, now that you're a yacht broker, there's no
it's-
comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved it. I missed it, but it's just not. It doesn't make sense.
I mean, well, you guys slay with the moms. Like, you really do. Like, that is really, the moms love you. Like,
Yeah.
my mom was so excited when I told her you guys were coming on.
The main mom.
No, when I saw that you guys were with Colin,
Yeah,
my heart, I love him.
Yeah, literally,
heart skipped a beat.
Colin is like too nice. Like
He's so
like
sweet.
He's the nicest guy in the world.
He's so
like,
nice.
at least if it's just me and Bobby, it's like, oh, okay, Alex,
We were-
Bobby,
we were-
Alex, Bobby, and Colin. Oh, look at this Colin. Like, hey guys.
we were joking with him last night because we were kind of, well, we weren't waiting on him. We were waiting for a cab, but we were like pre-gaming at our Airbnb, and he had just got there, so we're all trying to hang out with him, and he's on the phone, and he's outside on the phone forever. We're like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, get the hell in here. What are you doing? He goes, well, you know, a girlfriend of mine, she's calling me. The power's out in her house. And I go, well, what are you going to do about what
Yeah.
can you do here at
Tell her to
Martha's
call
Vineyard?
Eversource and
And
come
she's
take a shot.
I'm like, he's
Oh
like,
my
well,
God.
I'm like,
I thought you were going to say it was his mom. That would have made it even better.
No.
I'm like, were you an electrician? He goes, no. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Get off
What are
the
you
phone.
doing on the phone?
Yeah.
How are you going to help?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
man.
The scene when his parents came to visit, and like, I cried for like hours. I was
Yeah.
like, that was the sweetest thing I've ever.
You know, it was funny you said it because Colin said today he went to it wasn't BravoCon, it was something else like recently or whatever, and he brought his mom as a +1 and
Oh my
bunch
God.
and a bunch of like other Bravo personalities. Like, oh my God, it's so good to finally meet you because she was like part of the show, or like she was like in episodes, and he always talked to her on the phone, whatever. He's like, so you're the mom, and like I'm like, dude,
Oh my
like,
God, that's
so
so
funny.
I'm
sweet.
like, your whole
That's-
family just
That is so
love.
pure.
Yeah.
That is like the cutest thing I've ever heard. So speaking of BravoCon, will either of you be attending when it comes up in the fall?
Probably not.
No, yeah.
Mike will be attending.
we're
He's
old
very
guys.
excited.
Yeah.
I don't
And with
listen.
the
Not
new
here.
out-
Not on this podcast. You guys are as good as ever here.
Hype us up. Yeah. No, but yeah, they're pretty, and I don't know too much, but they're pretty like Below Deck's such a turnaround. Like there's new crew every year. So like whatever's hot right now, like I'm 2 years, 3 years outdated. If
Well,
but
I feel like they kept you too when were you doing
Galley Talk?
Yeah,
yeah.
That I was like, oh, and then you were on Watch What Happens.
Yep.
But like still virtual.
Yeah, so that's what pissed me off. I've never been live to watch what happens, and I've been on Andy Cohen like 6-7 times, and I'm like, all I want to do is literally.
So when
just
I
be a
saw
person.
you were on, it was what, like November, December, or whatever. And I was like, oh, you'll find. I was like, he's finally gonna be. And then they rolled out the fucking TV. I was like,
was that when I was in a hockey locker room? I think.
maybe.
Yeah, that was the winter time. Yeah, no, it's funny, and every time I talk to Andy, I don't know why I do this, but I always like love flirting with him.
He loves that.
Yeah,
because
he's a sicko.
And
that's pervert.
That's what I thought. Like you'd be around for like a while because like Craig and Shep will flirt with him on it. Like Andy loves that like broy flirty energy.
But I'm fucked up because like I'll have a few drinks and like Bobby said it last night. Bobby's like, dude, you have vomit for speaking because like I don't think before I speak. I'm just like a very like like firecracker, and so I'll do like Andy Cohen. I'm like, yeah, I'll suck your dick, like just joking around. He's like, Alex, are you gay? I'm like, no. He goes, you bi? I'm like, no. And he's like, you're not bi? I'm like, no, I know. But I'm like, am I bi now that I'm saying this? He's like bullying me into saying that. I'm like, I know I'm not. But what are you doing to me?
Hey, Alex from Below Deck.
Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, I'm gay. He goes, you are? I'm like, no, I like girls. I'm like, why are you bullying me? I'm so intimidated right now. I don't know what to say. I'm like, seriously, I'll give you a handy. He's like, what?
I really think, speaking of word vomit, you need to tell the bagpipe story.
You need to tell that story. I don't want to say it. Dude.
So we got off the ferry yesterday, and we realized our Airbnb is very close, so we were just going to walk. The weather's beautiful, nice walk. So as we're walking, we realized that. Long story short, it ended up being a little farther because we had a different address and we needed to go just another mile, whatever. Well, on the walk, we start. All of a sudden, you hear a bagpipe playing, and we're coming up on a cemetery.
Oh, no.
And so this guy who I think is a firefighter, I saw his patch because a lot of firefighters they do pipe and drums, right? And so it's just him, and he's in this cemetery, and he's going and doing. Paying his respects to somebody, right? So we thought this was awesome. Oh, it's beautiful, blah, blah, blah.
Bobby stopped, took a video of it because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
No, like in a good, like it was like nice.
So then he finally, like, he starts turning around, he's done, and then Alex goes, "That was cool, bro. Or, that was so cool."
No,
it was either cool or that was awesome.
So he
and
saw.
then I go, "Oh my god, dude!"
And
then the bagpipe guy goes, doesn't say anything, just like this. I go, you realize you said this guy's probably paying tribute to like his dead father or something, and you just said it was cool.
I meant to say like that was so beautiful,
Right, yeah.
and I said like, hey, I'm like that was so awesome, and he just looks at me like this,
It was so
thumbs up, like thank you. And I looked at Bobby. Bobby's like, no, it looks at me, no, you. I'm like, and I go. I said awesome, didn't I? He goes, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, he probably just had like kids that just died, like like
Literally.
Oh, it was so funny.
No, he was happy for the support.
So if this guy hears it, he meant it in good faith.
Okay, if you're listening,
it
Mr.
came from a good
Bagpipe,
place.
yeah, it was out of love for sure.
Yeah.
So speaking about Watch What Happens and like your relationship with other Bravo people, your relationship in particular with our favorite Heather Gay.
Oh my god.
So did you watch the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City trailer that just dropped?
I've never watched one episode. I lied. I watched one episode of after we did like the Christmas thing on Bravo. I watched one episode because me and her were like joking around flirting on the online, and everyone was like, "Oh, what's happening?"
That was so funny.
But no, I've never watched a Real Housewife. The only show on Bravo I've ever watched is Below Deck, and that's after I was on. I'm not into like the reality TV, but yeah, she's awesome. She's fucking funny as shit. Like
she
I
is
love
really
her.
funny.
The big scandal is she has a black eye, and we don't know who hit her.
Yeah, she has
What
like
a
a big, huge black eye. Yeah, and they're like
Huge
talking
black
about it in the
eye.
trailer, like to figure out who it was.
Who
like,
hit Heather Gay?
yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
And then she said, "Yeah." You're like, I'll throw hands for Heather Gay.
Oh my god!
Should I text her right now? Be like, who gave you a black eye?
Well, I mean, we probably can't reveal it on the pod, but we can know for our own personal
Yeah.
information. That might make us feel a little bit better.
Yeah, that was the big thing. The trailer dropped yesterday.
Yeah, it was drama. Honestly, it was big T. But I'm glad that you guys like still associate. That makes me very happy.
No, she's awesome. She's fun.
She's the best. So Bobby, you had Captain Mark and Captain Sandy as your two captains, like on the time that you were on the show, and you had Captain Sandy.
Yeah.
So if you had to choose, Bobby, who would you pick as your captain? Captain Mark or Captain Sandy?
No offense to really either of them, but they both have different styles, right?
Yeah.
And the style that I'm used to is you delegate to me, and then I'll do the best I can, and if I fuck up, then reprimand me, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, Sandy, I don't want to say that she was a micromanager, but she wanted to be involved a little bit more than Mark was.
Yeah.
And Mark would say, okay, go do this and get that done. And if you did, that was it. If you didn't, then you got your hand slapped.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would go with Mark because that was kind of more my style. But I mean, they both were awesome.
Yeah. Have you guys ever met Captain Lee?
I have a bunch, yeah.
Really?
Yep.
He seems just so sweet. Like he seems just like, oh, okay, interesting. T.
I have different things to say about that, but
What can you share with us?
no. How I got on the show, quick side build up of this is I knew Kate Chastain for like 20 years.
Oh, really?
And yeah,
Just from yachting?
No, from back at home.
Oh,
we lived
cool.
We didn't live together. We lived in the same town.
Yeah.
Kate and Bobby live together.
And what's funny now, she actually lives in Fort Lauderdale, like a few blocks away from me.
Oh, cool.
So I see her all the time.
Yeah.
But long story short, she's the one that got me on the show.
Yeah.
And I thought I was actually going to get to work with her and Captain Lee.
Yep.
So she actually like introduced me to Lee and Ben. And then I found out that I was going to be on the med, but Ben was going to be coming over on the first season. So she introduced us, whatever. And anyway, so I got Captain Lee's number and we chatted and I was asking like him for advice and he was awesome. And like, I probably talked to him like 3 or 4 times, met him and he was awesome to me. And then I had a bad moment on Watch What Happens Live where I got sick. And this is where me and Hannah's relationship split.
Yeah.
There was a time where, Hannah and I would flirt heavily, whatever. And I respectfully, I did not want us to ever have a physical relationship because that's all it was ever going to be. And I was hoping to like maybe find somebody that I'd meet and have a great relationship on the boat, and didn't want that to be affected by someone that, just for a hookup that would ruin it for that. So ever since then, there was always a tension. Right. And then after that, she always would belittle me. And I would just take it, right? I would just take whatever, it was a joke over and over and over again. And then on Watch What Happens Live, I just snapped. I'm like, I'm sick of you like treating me like I'm a lesser person than you because of XYZ, all her things she would say.
Yeah.
And so I could have said it a little differently on the show, but I let it be known, right?
Yeah.
And so Captain Lee tweeted, that I have no class and XYZ and this and that. So it went viral and everyone started hating me on every platform.
I didn't see that.
And I called him and I was like, what the fuck, Lee? I go, you said it yourself. You're not an armchair quarterback. Do you know what this chick has done to me?
Right.
Like, I was sick of it on live TV. Hey, I'm not an actor.
Right.
I don't know how to work a live audience, right?
Right.
I'm just sitting here and I'm telling it how it comes out. And so then obviously Bravo was involved and they made him delete the post and they because all his little minions were coming after me.
Right.
And it's like, you don't know
that's
the
always the
backstory.
way. Yeah.
And I go, Lee, we've talked, like, why didn't you call me first instead of, and I said, respectfully, like, shouldn't you be going to play golf instead of having Twitter
tweeting?
battles? You're 70 something years old.
Yeah.
Like,
Should we
what
be
are you
looking at
doing?
caskets right now?
Like, and then I told him, I go, you realize you have power, right? So why talk shit about anybody?
Right.
And
but especially with that
have
imbalance,
his fans come after any of us. He's done it multiple times.
Yeah.
So he deleted the post. He was supposed to write I actually wrote this long apology and sent it to him because he said, write an apology, send it to me, I'll look it over, see, because then he was like trying to help me, never responded again.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, well, I'll never talk
You're
to
like,
you.
well, forget it.
Yeah.
Wow. That honestly paints him in a different light for me.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. And then, so Alex, what was your experience with Captain Sandy?
So Me and her, we got along actually, like on the show.
Well, you had a crazy season. You were like the least of her worries.
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
like, you know, it's pretty cool. Like in the beginning, like even towards the end, actually more like when she's starting to get to know me. So when I first met her and like she told me like afterwards, she goes, "I'll be honest, like I didn't know like if you were just like this guy from Boston that was just gonna be a jerk off or whatever." Like she would talk to me on the bow with no cameras on. She would rip off her camera or her mic, just talk. We'll have a bowl of ice cream together while this dinner service going on. She just like started like saying, like, she goes, "I really respect you. You're a good guy, X, Y, and Z." But the one fake thing that rubbed me the wrong way was week 2, and you know situations like this pretty good. Is she was saying something to me. She goes, "Hey Alex, like so like what do you want to be a captain one day?" And I go, "Fuck no." She goes, "What?" I'm like, she goes, "Why are you yachting?" I'm like, "Oh, I just want to travel the world and make money and work for rich people." And she goes, "That's the most honest thing I've ever heard. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, that's so that's so cool of you, blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "Wait, hold on. Can I have 2 cameras on the back of the boat?" And then she looks at me. She goes, "So Alex, do you want to be a captain?" So it never got caught on TV on a camera. So
Yeah.
she tried to be fake to re-say it. I thought we
Yeah,
had
to do the moment
we had a
again.
really good moment. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is a cool moment. There's
Yeah,
no cameras
so
around.
authentic.
So sweet. She's like, yeah. She goes, "You're a really hard worker. This and that." Now the camera comes back. And then she's like, "So you don't want to be a captain? Good for you." And I'm so glad that it didn't air it. And I was like this. Yep. Yep. I was like, for me, like that's fake. Like how, like if someone says something to you and then needs a camera, it's like, dude, come on.
Yeah,
Well, and that
it's,
was-
it's weird to think because like the captain, like yes, it's a show, but like also it's like
Yeah.
you're her crew. It's like
Yeah.
so now you're like, oh, you're also playing Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, like
Yeah.
running, like
Well,
that would be.
They used to tell us, so it's weird. Like obviously you forget that the cameras are there. And you forget when they're not there because they tell you if you know in your head, like if I'm gonna go, we talked about this the other day, like if I know I'm gonna go talk to him about like I'm mad at him or something, I'm supposed to just say, "Hey, I'm gonna go up to Flybridge where Alex is at because I need to tell him something that I think is gonna be it's like they wanted us to know,
Yeah.
which is weird. Like how do I know what they want to hear, like, or it's not even, it's not on my spectrum
Yeah.
of trying to pay attention to. So like, let's say, so you don't do that. So then I go up to the Flybridge, have a conversation. Well, they can hear us, right? And it's funny because there'll be no cameras, and then you hear the camera
sprinting.
like they're trying to find us
Yeah.
because they're like, "Oh, that's juicy. We want to know
Right.
that."
Yeah, we have
And
to get
so then
that.
they find us, and then they're like, "Oh, Alex, Bobby, can you guys?" Even though we were on the same, but they'd be like, "Hey, can you guys have this conversation again?"
Yeah.
And so then that was weird. So there might be scenes in the show where it doesn't seem genuine or it seems like it's bad acting. It's because we had that conversation already and it
Got
wasn't
it.
caught, and then they
Right.
wanted to hear it again.
Yeah.
So then we were like, all right,
This is cringy.
yeah. So then we gotta be like, so Alex, what do you think about this girl?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
no shit.
it's his reaction is not genuine because he's just repeating what he just said 5 minutes ago.
That's really, I would have never thought
weird.
that would, yeah, that sounds really like, so when all, and you can tell us if you can't talk about this, if you can't say anything. So when all this stuff went down with Hannah on your season, with like the weed pen or whatever.
Yeah.
So how much of that was authentic and how much of that had to go back and like be done again? Because it seemed pretty
No,
legit.
So there's only certain situations, like what Bobby said. There's only certain situations that like maybe twice, and his thing that he would have to repeat something
Yeah.
or whatever. Everything's authentic, so it's like so that was not a repeat. Like not every, like just a certain conversation to make the storyline, like, hey, like what'd you say again, and say that moment. But like with the pen, if something happened, you can't recreate that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's something major like
Yeah.
that, that's not redone.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
They're
exactly.
getting whatever they can get.
And that's
They don't get
why
it
it's
all.
like the little cameras in the corner of the room that you're
Exactly.
seeing and stuff like
100%.
that.
Like if we're gonna have a conversation about, someone's being an asshole, and like they didn't catch it. Hey, just for 2 seconds, like, what'd you say again? Like, why they being an asshole? But situation like that with
Right.
Hannah with the pen, fuck, that's real shit that like just happened. They caught it on the thing, and and we had no idea as a crew. We had a day off. I had no idea about it. We had no idea, and then she got fired, and we're like,
That's
oh,
one thing
okay.
that's kind of funny too when you can watch back the show and you're like, that's what they were doing when I was doing that.
Oh, just
Oh my
I bet.
God.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, these two were smushing while I was like,
right.
like, I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm in the hot tub, shit face. Wait, this guy's doing this right now to her down there. It is fun. It is funny to see because like you'll never like we see it 3 days before you guys. They'll send it to us like Friday to watch it. But like, so we don't know what's gonna happen. So it's so real to us too. We're like, oh shit, wait, you guys were doing that? Like, we don't know either. So it's a surprise to all of us. Like, unless you're in that moment,
That's real. That's wow.
Do you guys ever get to use like the toys, like the floats?
What toys? Oh, okay.
that kind.
Yeah, that toy. If guests are on shore, and sometimes Sandy will be like, "All right, guys, you guys have an hour. Go use the slide."
Yeah, jet ski, whatever.
Which one was the biggest bitch to set up?
Slide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it always seems like.
I feel like I wouldn't want to go on it.
There should be a hole in it. Like I thought about it a few times, like low key, like getting like something big enough that you can't just put like some tape on it, like to put a little hole in it, pretend it was an accident. But it sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, what sucks is you do all the work. It takes depending on the slide. It takes an hour or 2 hours sometimes. Yeah. Just depending. I mean, I've been on boats where it takes 2 hours.
She's always like, get the fucking toys
They're
out
so
there.
pro toys.
And then they'll go down it 4 or 5 times and then be done.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so many times you can go slide down a slide.
Unless they have kids, and who would ever, so few people do bring kids.
But still, even I've had charters with kids.
Yeah.
They may do it a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But then we're there
But it's not worth the time that you've put in.
We're on anchor for like 5-6 hours. Yeah. And you use the slide for maybe 45 minutes, an hour. And then that's that. And it's done.
You know what the worst was? And like sometimes the captains would be snappy too. Like, obviously we can't control the wind. Sometimes wind comes crazy. And she's like, all right, guys, we need all toys and everything in 30 minutes. 30 fucking minutes. You want the slide up, you want the jet skis in. And that's when like you feel in the weeds. You're trying to do so much and like you're sweating. And it's like, this sucks. You're like, why am I doing this for a job?
Right.
But then it's like you see the sunset. Like, I like my job right now. It's like pretty chill. So it has its perks, I guess,
I
right?
think one of the coolest experiences I had was when we were in Greece. We were on anchor. I was on mornings, and it was dead quiet, dead calm. I mean, you couldn't hear a peep. And then in the distance, there was like this little Greek man on a boat, like literally paddling with oars, and he was singing something. And I mean, I don't know if he was Greek, but I would assume.
Yeah.
But it sounded like he was singing something in Italian. And it was like the coolest thing.
I would have cried. That would have been so special.
Peaceful. I'm like, this is fucking sick.
That is really cool.
That's when he said, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's fucked up. Fuck. That guy hates me. Jesus Christ. The whole family in a fucking car accident. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that's fucked up. I gotta stop saying that.
So going back to bringing up Hannah one more time, and this is the last time, I promise. Who do you guys, and I know you guys are closer with Malia, but who do you think was more of a pot stirrer in all of those situations?
Like on this, when she got the season when she
got
fired?
Yep.
I mean, I think Hannah's.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. We all had the writing on the wall there.
But Malia's not a vindictive person to like go after you.
Right.
Where there's many episodes where you see Hannah go, like, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Let's let double team with her, like Lauren against Bugsy.
Yeah.
One of my favorite reality TV moments, honestly, is when Bugsy straight up says to Hannah, I think you're a horrible chief stew. Like, that is one of my favorite. Like, she just says it right to her face. I'm like, wow, that is ballsy, and I love it. And she's not wrong.
That was your season. So that was your season. Oh, yeah. So they started getting in the fight because of when you guys found the iPad or whatever.
Yeah.
And then her and Bugsy just like started hating each other. And then she was getting mad at you. And I feel like she just took it more out on Bugsy. Didn't really. In the moment, was she like mad at you too, or she's just more mad at Bugsy, Hannah? About the iPad thing. Like, was she mad at the whole, like, all of you guys? Oh, collectively?
When we went and talked to her on the bow?
Yeah.
You know how fucking high and fucked up she was? I know Hannah, right? Like, you spend time with her, and then obviously we had season 1. We were together a lot between seasons, and then season 2, I can tell when she's fucked up. Plus, I was a firefighter. It's my job to know when you're inebriated and what's going on.
Right.
And I would say, I could see it in her eyes. Like, her eyes would do like almost like a cookie monster thing when she was messed up. And when we went, like, if you now go back and watch when me, Max, and Bugsy go apologize, she's like, huh?
But it was a night off for you guys too, so you guys were drinking and shit, right?
Yeah, but she, just like on your, I mean, she was mixing, she was smoking weed.
Yeah.
She was popping Valium and drinking, and she'd have she had booze in her room.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's tea.
That is tea right there. That was good. Talk of the town. I like that.
I mean, I can talk about it now because it's out there.
Right. Yeah, it's not.
And then a lot of people always say, like, and I didn't want to bash her or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
But everyone would be like, "Oh, what do you think about the situation?" What I go, at the end of the day, she fucked up. She made a mistake. Should she not have gotten fired? I don't think so. I think if she was good at her job,
Right.
Totally.
she should have gotten a second
100%.
chance because she never got a first chance.
Right.
Yeah.
So to me and my life experiences, if you're getting that fired instantly,
Yeah.
you weren't liked.
Right.
There was a problem already,
Totally.
and they were looking to get rid of you.
Absolutely. And it did feel like it was like, okay, you fucked up, you're out. Like
Right.
if it was Bugsy or somebody, they would have been like, Bugs, you're
Back
so
on the
good.
ribs,
Like,
don't do
Yeah.
that.
please
Go
don't
get the
do that.
paperwork.
Yeah.
It's prescribed to you.
Right.
Get the paperwork as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And blah blah blah, and then we're good.
especially with Captain Sandy, I feel like
Yeah.
she would have had that respect for Bugs. But with Hannah had such a
100%.
shitty season anyways, where she was just genuinely not doing her job. I think she knew she
And
was
then
on
it
her way
always
out
annoying,
anyways.
right? It's like I remember watching after me. It's like I've been doing this for 7 years. I've been doing this for 8 years. I've been doing this 9 years.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. I'm like, you do it 6 weeks a year, and
Right.
then you don't do it at all.
Yeah.
So
And then you're done.
So you haven't been doing this for 10 years. You've
Right.
been
Yeah.
doing it for
A
5
year,
years,
yeah.
and then you did it
6
6
weeks.
more times for 6 weeks.
Right.
That's it.
No, that's true. That a lot of people in the
Like after I got the show, I went straight on a boat, and I was 24/7
Yeah.
for 6
Right.
years.
Yeah.
I was living and working on a boat.
Yeah.
It's so funny, like you said, people that just do below deck. Yeah, doing it 8 years. No, you don't. You work 6 weeks a year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you don't. That's why you're bad at your job. You don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
You're not doing it on not saying that below deck isn't real,
Right.
but on real boats
Right.
anymore, right? So
But like you look at somebody like Malia, who she seems like she was probably
She's
doing
going all the
charters,
way.
right?
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
was doing charters with or without those 6 weeks of filming.
Yeah.
She was doing them, and then she was working her way up as she went because that's genuinely what she wanted to do. Like it's nice to see somebody like
right.
not authentic, but you know what I mean, like who is really going up the ranks and trying to get it all done.
How'd you get on the show?
So I met said the story a few times, but I met Joao at a mutual party in Fort Lauderdale. So it was like a Friday.
Randomly, right?
Yeah. So this guy Joao comes, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, what's a Joao? Like Joao from Jersey Shore?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck is this, right? And I'm like, is this a dog? Everyone's like kind of sucking him off, like, oh, like this guy's coming, X, Y, and Z. And I don't watch TV.
Yeah.
The only person I would care about if Tom Brady came in, that's a different story.
Yeah.
I would fanboy.
That's
That'd be
your
one
Joao.
person,
Right.
exactly, 100%. So, whatever. Everyone's like kind of going up to him, being fake, and I don't care. I'm hanging back. I'm talking to my other friends. I go get a beer at the cooler. He's walking at the same time. He goes, "Hey man, like what boat are you on?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm on like a 112-foot boat." I'm like, "How about you?" He's like, "Oh, I work on below deck." I'm like,
Oh my God, he actually said it.
Yeah.
What a
And-
goober.
oh,
I love
I
you,
know.
Joel.
I know. And I go, "No, like what boat you on?" He goes, "Oh no, I filmed the show." And I do this to him. I was like, I was a little fucked up. I'm like, "Hey dude, I don't really give a fuck. I'm not a girl. I'm not trying to like give you a blowjob right now. Like do you want to go flirt with some girls?" And he started laughing. We clink and we had a fun night. We got hammered, X, Y, and Z. He finds me the next day on Instagram. Like hit up someone who knew me. I was like, "Dude, I think you're fucking hysterical. Whatever. Can I send your information out to Bravo?" And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I'm thinking this guy's just yanking my chain. Maybe he's just new to town. He's trying to get more friends. I don't know, right? I don't know what to think. So us Boston people with trust issues.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
scam.
a few weeks later, it's St. Patty's Day. I'm back in Boston. I get a call from an LA number. And I'm like, who's calling me? From LA. So I answer, go, "Hey, Alex, so-and-so with Below Deck. We want to do a Zoom with you later tonight. Are you available?" And it's St. Patty's Day.
Right.
Well, it's not St. Patty's Day, but it's the weekend.
St. Patrick's Day weekend, yeah, of course.
so-
Same thing.
That's a national holiday around here.
So I'm like, fuck, it's already 10 a.m. I'm fucked up, and I have to do an interview at 5 p.m. our time. So I go to my buddy's place in South Day, get his computer. I put on I did actually nothing because I just had my clothes on from South Day. So my chest hair is hanging out, my eyes are crossed, my hair's a mess,
You're getting
and I'm hammered, but I'm being funny, whatever. The next day they call me, go, "You're awesome." He goes, but you were drunk. You're the first person to look like a slob, and you probably said fuck 100 times. And I was like, "Yeah." They go, "Yeah, we want you to come to the show. We'll keep in touch for the next few months." So, I mean, that's how it worked out. Get drunk, and maybe you'll get on Bravo.
But you're just so authentic. I feel like that's what both of you are just like regular people. You're who like
100%.
people can relate to you really easily, which I think is with some people you don't get that.
100%.
And that's what's nice.
Why I think Below Deck does so well is because it is feel like a more
Attainable, yeah.
status, I think, for like people who watch it.
For
Right.
just two regular girls
two
like
regular
us.
people.
Okay, so here's like a dream cast question for you. So if you guys were to do like, you know how you don't know because neither of you watch Bravo, but like they do like Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip where they pick like favorite housewives and they send them all on a trip together and they all like go together for a season or
They
whatever.
actually do that?
Yeah.
That's new.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's newer
It's
and
it's the Peacock inventory.
it's like a
Oh,
spin-off.
that's cool.
But it's really cool and like they've had good results.
Heather Gay's on season 3.
Yeah, she's on the new one. And so if you had to pick like your Below Deck ultimate
crew.
from all of the seasons, but not just Below Deck Men, you could just do Below Deck regular or Sailing Yacht or whatever. Who would you pick for your crew?
I'll let you go. You pick 3 stews,
It's
2
so hard.
deckhands, and a
It's so
captain.
hard because
I know,
mean,
and there's so many.
Yeah, there's so many awesome people. Yeah, what size boat are we talking about? I mean,
No.
If we go to a 200-footer, we can add some more people.
Right.
No?
Below Deck style. Do 3 stews, 2 decks, and a chef, and your captain.
And a captain.
Yep.
Just rattle it off.
I would. Oh man, this is hard. I would say.
I know.
I would say Katie for Chief Stew.
Yep.
Chastain? Katie, or
No, Katie
Katie.
Flood.
Katie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's beautiful.
And and we you know.
You guys,
Yes.
what,
chat.
Yes. Yep.
what do you guys chat about?
The birds and the bees, maybe.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
So yeah, I would definitely have her. But when I watch her, I mean, she was because that was when we were doing like primetime galley talk stuff. So
Yeah.
I really watched the episode, and I think she killed it.
Yeah.
Definitely Malia.
Mhm.
On deck. God, I'd want Bugsy there. But I'd want her like. And that's
Maybe have her as a second stew.
she'd have to be a second
Yeah.
stew. Sorry,
Yeah.
Bugs.
She wouldn't mind. She'd be okay
Even
with
though
it.
she crushes it as a chief
Right.
stew as well.
Yeah.
I don't really
Did I
know
get
too-
enough stews? Did I get all the
Yeah,
stews?
yeah, you got all the stews.
And then on deck, I mean, you,
Eddie? I feel like Eddie would be fun.
I
no?
would say, God, I'm like forgetting about like who is on the boat. Like, yeah, Eddie would be like our bosun. Then me, you,
one more
and-
person.
I mean, and then I guess and Colin. I mean, Colin's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, yeah.
You got the boys.
There's not enough spaces.
He would be perfect
I
for
want
that.
more people.
I know. He would be perfect because he is such a fan fave. Like he would just melt hearts everywhere he went.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. And you need a chef and a
Chef
captain.
Ben for sure.
Yeah, of course.
And then
Captain, who are you taking? Glenn?
I probably would take Glenn.
Me too.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
100%.
Is he as cool? Like, is he?
I've never met him. I just
Yeah,
thought
he
he was
just
cool.
seems. Yeah, he seems it.
Yeah, I'll try to rattle off quick. I would take Kiko again, give him a redemption season. I'll take Kiko.
Everybody loves
Yep.
a redemption story.
Stu's Anastasia is my girl. I
Yep.
love her. Aisha,
I love Aisha.
Katie for Chief, and then outside, definitely not Bobby. I'm just kidding. Me, Bobby. I like Eddie, and I'll do someone besides Colin. Let's do. I think Z would be cool. I
Oh,
think Z
yeah.
would be a cool.
I met Z for the
Z.
first time. the other day.
Really?
He seems cool.
Yeah.
Seems
He
chill.
seems really sweet.
Yeah, he's cool. He's a
Aw.
cool dude. We got fucked.
Wait,
up.
should
Did
we
you?
have-
Where were you?
Wait, Elizabeth
In
would be a
Florida?
stew too.
Actually, so since the show, all right, I'm a yacht broker.
Yeah.
and I've been doing well. So another buddy of mine that was actually on Big Brother, is a restaurateur. So he invited me to invest with him, and so I invested in a couple restaurants. And Z just so happened to go to one of the restaurants with
Cool.
his whole boat, a bunch of yachties.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And so I was like, "Whoa, Z, what the fuck? Oh my
Yeah.
god!" And so I sat with them for a while.
Oh, that's
got
really cool.
pounding drinks and shots and.
Plug the restaurant.
Yeah.
We want to hear it. Tell us about it.
So that was Yamas, and it's
Okay.
a Mediterranean style, and it's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Awesome.
On Los Olos Boulevard. And then we've got another one called No Man's Land.
That place is sick.
Yeah, it's in the same spot, same
Cool.
town. And that's like a speakeasy vibe.
Love
Yeah,
that.
you got to check it out on
Awesome.
Instagram.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Plug,
Anything else to plug?
Nah.
No, where
Justin Fun. You'll find me at HedgeBettor at Justin Fun.
Sponsored by HedgeBettor.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. This was so much fun.
Yeah,
We really appreciate it.
You guys better get your fucking ass. You start doing wine reviews before in your episode.
We definitely will.
Like guests, you know, X, Y.
If you work in marketing, call Alex. He has fantastic ideas.
There's the plug.
There you go. That's it. All right. Thanks, everybody. Follow us all on Instagram. I'm at Just Happy to Be Here. At Mike Teal. At Talk of the Townies. Plug your Instagrams.
Call him Mason O'Toole.
I'm trying to change it. I just
That's classic. That's regular.
first started.
Great. And what are you just at Alex Radcliffe?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Look them up. You'll find them. Listen, they'll be fine. All right. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Bye.